Glory to Jesus Christ. Today is Wednesday, March 4th, the 10th day of the fast. We've hit double digits. And as we continue on and think about just the idea of fasting, we can always connect that with a battle against the passions. Passions, things that take us over, that we lose control over, that we know are wrong, and yet we can't stop. And each one of us has something or some things in our lives that's the case. And if we take stock of our own lives and reflect, one of the hard things to do is to identify what are the passions that I have in life that take me over, that I don't have control over. And fasting is one of the ways that we can address that. And throughout the history of the church, there's certain things that we could label as being passions. And so the first of those is gluttony, and that connects with food. So a simple way to think of the fast is that we're eating less, that food is not controlling our lives, not taking us over. So that's one of the passions. We could also list lust, avarice, anger, dejection or sadness, sloth or apathy or laziness, and the most dangerous of all is pride. So often we can be affected by the passion of pride without even realizing it. So it takes work that we can do that. And our understanding with passions in the church is that they are uncontrolled desires that are derived from our carnal needs, our earthly needs, desires that place our own will and needs above God's commandments. And how fitting it is that the church has been able, through the guidance of the Holy Spirit, to give us fasting as a battle against the passions. And so often, as early church fathers would write about fasting, it would be exactly with that phrase, that it's a battle against the passions. Today, in Father Alexander's diary, we're going to read the shortest excerpt, I think, that we'll have in all of the 40 days. And it's very simple, and it's direct, and it's to the point. And it is simply that passion makes even an intelligent man stupid. And if we think about that, again, it's something that takes us over that we know is wrong, and yet we continue to do it. That's how we could use the phrase that it's stupid. We know we're doing something wrong, and we need to be able to address it. One of the early church fathers who writes about passions is St. Basil the Great, and he explains what a virtue is and what a passion is. He writes that virtue is the proper use of the faculties and gifts of God created inside us, using these gifts to turn toward God and make ourselves into His likeness. A passion, the opposite of the virtue, is the improper use of our faculties, turning them toward something that is temporal, earthly, and created rather than toward the Creator. Another way that we can look at this as well is a later father of the church. This is going into the 19th century, one of the saints from Optina, the monastery there. And this is the elder Barsanufius of Optina Monastery, who was born in 1845 and died in 1913. He writes about passions. He says that every passion is a disease of the soul. After all, envy, anger, and stinginess are not physical, but of the soul. People treat a diseased body. Even more so, it is necessary to treat a diseased soul. No one is made passionless immediately. However, the prayer of a passionate man won't save him. The goal, and the only goal of our life, consists in uprooting the passions and replacing them with the opposite virtues. It's best of all to begin to struggle this way. Although all the passions are inherent in us, that list that we already said, they're all there, some exist to a greater degree and some to a lesser degree. We must determine which passion is dominant in us and take up arms against it. To carry on a war against all the passions immediately is impossible. They'll suffocate you. Once you've conquered one passion, move on to the uprooting of another. And this takes work. We have to reflect. And there's no way that we can address the passions that we have that take us over if we're focusing on the faults and passions of someone else. And so that would connect right back to what Father Alexander told us, that passion makes even an intelligent man stupid. This battle against the passions during the fast, it's something we should really take seriously and really work at. And knowing what we just heard from St. Barsanuphius, that it's not something that we'll take control of immediately, but a first step is to be able to identify what is a passion that takes over my life. And so that's something that we can all reflect on this 10th day of the fast. Glory to Jesus Christ.